Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're talking about a growth stock that ARK Invest have just started buying, and it's great news because it sent the stock up quite a bit. And this stock is a stock that I own. It's a stock that I talked about on the channel about maybe a month ago, maybe coming on to 2 months. And I started buying this quite a while ago. I said that it's probably the most undervalued SPAC stock when it was a SPAC at the time on the stock market. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this company. I think there's a lot of potential, and when we talk about why ARK Invest are potentially buying this company. So when this news came out, I got a lot of messages on Instagram and on the Discord group. The Discord group went a bit mental when they found out that ARK were buying some shares into Skillz. And I'll talk about the company in a little bit and why I think it's got potential to go up so much. But a bit of background on ARK. So ARK have got a lot of attraction over the last 12 months. It's an ETF they run quite a few ETFs that is run by Cathie Woods. And Cathie Woods has caught the headlines quite a bit over the last 12 months. She's getting on the lines of Warren Buffett, for example. You know, there's a lot of people talking about them and talk about Cathie Woods, you know, the kind of levels of like Warren Buffett. And she's also like on YouTube, like people will make videos, and I'm doing one right now, talk about ARK Invest, talk about Cathie Woods, what's Cathie Woods buying? And ARK Invest have a major following now, and it all comes probably down to Tesla. Now, ARK Invest at the time were buying Tesla quite heavy. It's one of the reasons why they got so much success. The indexes that they have, the ETFs they have had so much success because of Tesla shares, and because of that history of, you know, being very successful, especially buying companies that were, you know, really hated on a few months ago. You know, I was buying Tesla at $50, and I know what Tesla was like. It was one of the companies that was trashed about, being short about, and people were shorting. And now, you know, all the shorts have pretty much disappeared off Tesla. Cathie Woods has gained a lot of attraction because she was one of the early successful Tesla investors. And it's a little bit similar for me. Like when I was buying Tesla, I had like 200 subscribers on the channel. Like no one takes interest, but then as soon as you start making a little bit of name for yourself. You buy, you know, the shares in like Square, and they start going up. And it's very similar on my point of view. You know, when I was buying JD.com, goes up 300%. People start going, you know what? They know what they're on about, and you get that little bit of following. You know, some people naturally get there by shouting at a camera and trying to say a couple of funny jokes, and eventually attract, you know, a finance following or even a YouTube following, just because they can shout at a camera every so often and show some funny pictures on screen. But you know, ARK Invest have a proven track record, and that's why they've got a great following. And it's very similar on my point of view. I think, you know, I've had very successful companies. You know, when you look at Tesla, you look at JD.com, you look at Microsoft, Facebook, and eventually, you know, people will start following this. And it's very like for an ETF to get the gains that Cathie Woods and ARK have had is very unheard of. So they have a massive following right now, so this is why it's getting a lot of attraction. Now, the company itself was bought in the ARKW ETF, and I actually really like this in the ETF that they have here. This is one of my favorite ETFs that they do. It's one of the probably sectors, industries that I really like getting into. So they call this companies with the ARK Next Generation Internet ETF. ARKW are focused on and expected to benefit from shifting to bases of technology. So, you know, technology is where I like to buy stocks. This is my favorite industry. I've had to, you know, obviously I say technology, but yeah, this sort of internet technology is definitely where I like to be buying. Now, this might be a little bit small on your screen, but this is the current holdings of the ARKW ETF, and you can see there's some actual great companies here. You know, you got Tesla at the top. It's a big fan of that. I was an early investor in that one. Square, same again, big holding. I'm a big fan of that one. I invested into that at $20 as well. And there's a few companies in here that I do really need to look at. You know, like Teladoc, for example. You know, Spotify, another great one. Tencent, Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat, PayPal, C Limited. You know, some really great companies. You got Huya there at 22, and I know it might be a bit small when I actually go to edit this, so I'll just kind of read them out for you. And if you do want to have a look. Just, you know, search ARK Invest W, and you should get the holdings for it. And Alibaba, and Peloton's been, I don't own that one, but it's had a great year. JD.com, you know, that's another company that I've had really good gains off. Apple, Adobe, and yeah, some really fantastic companies here. And I generally wouldn't mind actually investing into this index, and it does look very fantastic. And you can see here the new addition here down at the bottom. So this is what came in the other day, and this is Skillz. So this is the company that I've been talking about buying for a while. I think it's got a really brilliant future, and you can see here that ARK Invest have been buying a lot of shares here. So yeah, I've made a video about this a long time ago. I'm currently up quite a bit on this position now. It's a stock that I'm wanting to hold for a very long time. I think it is the potential to be my next kind of Square stock, Tesla stock, JD.com stock. I think this has a massive future going ahead because Skillz is the only competitive esports mobile gaming company on the public stock market right now. So I guess it goes on to the point of view of why is this great news? Like, why is this such a benefit thing? Obviously, we know about Cathie Wood's, stature and what she can bring, and also the amount of people that follow ARK now. But this is great news on Skillz from my point of view as an investor, because there's two things that's going to happen now. So the first one is ARK coming in. So ARK coming in, when they tend to buy these positions, sometimes you can see, they go really heavy. So we know there's a big institution that's going to be buying a lot of shares into this company. So the first big news is that obviously ARK are in here. They're going to be probably buying a lot more shares than what they currently do. So that's really positive news as an investor, knowing someone like that institution's coming in. The second news is the following. So even if people don't get involved in ARK, if they don't buy their indexes, a lot of people now see what Cathie Wood is buying. They want to see what she's buying because she's got such a history now of buying successful companies, your Squares, your Teslas. They're looking and thinking, right, what's the next hot stock they're just starting to buy, and I might buy that one. So now people are looking and seeing that Cathie Wood is buying Skillz and like, right, this looks really interesting, and so many people might look into that now and then buy that company. And then there's probably the added in bonus now is that so many people talk about Cathie Wood that maybe, I think previously to ARK actually buying this company, I think that me and probably I know of one other YouTuber that knew about this stock and talked about it. So this stock is hardly covered on the YouTube scene. And when a stock can get carried away in like the YouTube scene, it can really lift the share price. You only have to look at Tattoo Chef the other day or the other month. I started talking about Tattoo Chef back in like October, November time. And when the stock was like $18 and it was starting to cost $17, $16, I was like, this company is really good. And the next thing you know, the whole YouTube scene started talking about it, and look at what happened. A lot of the gains that happened because of Tattoo Chef were from the YouTube scene. So if the same thing could happen to Skillz, then we could be talking about this company going up in a lot of value. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, there's a lot of great things happening in this company, but now I'm going to go on to this company and think, why could this company 10x? Because I do believe this could be a very hot stock going forward. So on the day, the stock has gone to $21. It has had a 15% jump. The little thing that I am a little bit worried about is where it says market cap here. It's about a 7 billion market cap company going on to 8 billion market cap company. So it is a little bit heavy priced on that point of view when I start breaking down the revenue in a few minutes. But yeah, I would say the valuation is you are paying a premium, but like I say, it's a online competitive competition platform on the mobile. There's no other company like this, and that's what makes it really interesting. I've got to say something, I'm just going off topic about ARK again. I think maybe DraftKings would be a really good stock for them to look at buying as well, but we'll get back onto the company of Skillz. So I started buying this company around about the $15, $14 mark at the time. And so if you do want to know when I'm buying and selling companies, there's a link to a Patreons group where I always talk about where I'm buying and selling. There's also a link to a free trade account. So if you want to start buying Skillz, or if you want to start buying Skillz and trading 212, there's a link in the description. You also get a free share. Well, this was Skillz investor presentation in September 2020 when the actual merger was happening with the SPAC stock. And you see here, Skillz, the future of entertainment. And this is one of the first big slides here for me, is when we talk about the minutes per user per day. Look at Skillz, it's absolutely dominating the minutes per user per day. There's some big apps here, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Candy Crush, Snapchat, the other mobile gaming average. And look at the amount of time users are on here. People are enjoying being on this platform. And that was the big thing for me. We know how successful these other companies are in here. Look how good that one is. And then this is the best in class results and recognition, 225 million. So it's doing really good revenue at the moment. Obviously, when I talked about the market cap, you can see that is a bit of a valuation, but nevertheless, it's a fantastic company because you look at the growth, 88% growth here. That's very attractive. So obviously that's had COVID help it out a little bit, but how many sort of companies at a 7 billion market cap grow at 88% revenue growth. That's pretty attractive from that point of view. And you can see here there's also some of the awards they have won as well, which is great. And you see here the industry, gaming 149 billion, mobile 68 billion, and that's growing at a 20% rate. So this company is in a massively growing industry. This is why I'm buying shares in Glue Mobile as well. The mobile industry here growing at 20% rate is the attractive thing. You're buying in a very fast growing sector. And this is how the business model works. So you go on to play it on a game designed by Skillz or one of the developers for Skillz. You play against someone, you pay an entry fee, goes into the game pot, and then if you win the prizes and the money, and then what happens is Skillz take a little bit of a rate from there. And this is it. This is a competitive esports play with so much potential to grow on, that I think it's only just getting started. This company could be in a different league in 5 years if you start having, a viewing platform where you can view tournaments of people playing these games. The games go up to another level as well. Like I said, there's no kind of mobile play like this out here, which makes it very, very interesting. And you can see here the history of successful games I've had from 2016 to the first half of 2020. You can see they're always bringing new games out that go to the popularity list of here. There's games that come, they get really popular, they go high up, and then eventually they come back down and some new games take it. So there's always new games stepping in to help grow this company. And this is the last one I'm going to show you. This is the financial going forward. I've got to say as well, the company has a very good balance sheet, which is not on here. But if you look here, you can see the revenue growth. 2017, this company was doing 17 million. Going to do 2020, well, we've just done 2025 million. You can see here that we're going to go to, at the end of 2022, 555 billion. And if it can go to probably the valuation that I think that it could do, and it does that 555 million, then we're going to be talking about a company that's probably going to be valued around the 20 billion mark here. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential upside here. And as well as that, even though the company's losing money, it's not losing money huge. A lot of this is due with marketing to help them improve, which is totally fine. But the company, I'm sure if they really cut back marketing, they would be a profitable company, but they're just using it to grow, which is really good. So yeah, they're not even going to burn through the balance sheet that much as an unprofitable company, which is really attractive. So overall, my opinion on this is that it's great news as an investor seeing ARK winning here, backs up my belief, and as well as that, it kind of helps with the marketing of this company out in the investor world. I think that really helps because it's not really talked about, so that's a bonus. And also, I think it's a fantastic company. I generally think it could 10x in the next 5 years, which is a crazy thing to think about. I think it is on the lines of kind of the next, Square or the next Tesla, which is very good, especially when, if you like me and you bought in a very low average. So yeah, I'm very happy. I was going to start buying a few more shares in this, which is the really tricky thing now, but if I see a few opportunities, I will buy a few more shares in this one. It was a company that I still wanted to increase, but hey, it's had a bit of a jump. Maybe it'll get a bit of a pullback and maybe buy some more because it is a fantastic company and some really positive news about ARK coming into this one. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you could, smash the like button. If you are a Skillz shareholder, make sure you drop a comment in the description, let me know. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next video.